Hey guys, what's up? This is Kyle Ricker, representing one half of the Gladiators and representing the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Come to another video review. And today we'll be taking a look at the WWE Ultimate Edition, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Holy crap, I honestly did not think I would ever own this figure because it definitely has some problems with it, but after seeing it in person at Target, I knew I had to grab it the minute I saw it. So the minute I saw it on the shelf at Target recently, I grabbed it immediately. They had two in stock. One of them was like really scratched up, and the other one was, basically the one here. Looks pretty alright. It has a couple of scratches, but it's not like really as bad as the other one was. Anyways, I cannot wait to open this bad boy up. Like I say, it still has problems. But I'll get into that, later on. Anyways, before we take a look at the figure, take a look at the awesome packaging first. Now, I've always loved the packaging for these figures. It's so good to see them in stores again after Series 4 through 6 not being in stores for some reason. Like, stores won't stock them, but I'm glad they're back. Anyways, Ultimate Edition, Ultimate Articulation for authentic posability. Not quite. Some of these Ultimate Edition figures have very limited posability, especially with the torso. Anyways, picture of the Fiend there on the side, the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Pretty much the same on the side. And in the back, we have a picture of the figure and a picture of Bray Wyatt from SummerSlam squashing Finn Balor. His stats, you can pause right there if you want to read. And the bio, you can pause right there if you want to read. Awesome. Anyways, that's pretty much about it for the packaging. So let's open up the Fiend and let him in and see what we got. We'll be right back. For a podcast about professional wrestling, then look no further than the fastest rising podcast in professional wrestling, the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to head down below and click the link down below to our official YouTube channel. We upload new episodes every single Friday and Saturday on our official YouTube channel, link down below. We discuss pay-per-view predictions, pay-per-view reviews, and flashback pay-per-view reviews from all throughout wrestling history. So get ready to crash and burn as we discuss our passion for professional wrestling. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so here we have the Ultimate Edition, The Fiend. Open up and have his packaging, and damn, what a great figure. But as I mentioned before, it does have some problems, but it's still a pretty good figure. Anyways, let's take a look at his accessories first. First up, he comes with two pairs of interchangeable arms. He has, of course, the jacket arms with the jacket as well, and of course the regular arms. He has two sets of hands. He has the hurt heel hands, which also came with his Elite, and the standard gripping hands that are on the figure. And he comes with a interchangeable head with the tongue sticking out, which this looks really cool. And look at that. But I do agree with My Damn Toys. I think they put too much black on the mouth on both head sculpts, so I think they kind of messed up with that. And of course, the one accessory that kind of made people go nuts with this figure, and that's why it really sold well on pre-order, and that is the Fiend Championship. This looks pretty epic. This is a pretty cool looking championship. However, I think it's a tad bit too big, but it still looks really neat. I mean, it's got the face in the front. It says "Let In." Obviously, I guess me is supposed to be here in the middle, but it has the face instead. So I guess you could say it kind of means "Let me in," but it doesn't have the "me" in there. Then it says "Hurt, hurt, heal, heal." It's pretty dope. And just like any other championship, it does clip on the side. However, it is kind of a hard rubber, so it might be a little tricky to clasp in place. I haven't tried it, which I'm about to right now for the first time. Yeah, it's a little tricky to get it in there, but it's fine. There we go. I think it does look a little bit better than my custom that I got from a customizer a while ago, which if I bring that in now, here is the custom. I think the size of it is better on the custom, but the detail is a little bit better on the actual one that came with it. And it just looks a little bit more authentic. But I think if you definitely want to put this around the figure's waist, I think this one is better because it's a little bit more smoother, even though he never wore it around his waist. He either held it in his hand or around his neck. But that's still pretty cool. Now let's take the jacket off. Now here's where one of my main issues comes into play. This has the same problem that the Ultimate Edition Shinsuke Nakamura and the Ultimate Edition Bret the Hitman Hart had, and that is the jacket arms become really, really loose. As you see, the elbow is really loose just from swapping this out. Anyways, just to swap it, what you do, just take the arms off. Like that. And then just take the jacket off, like so. And then just plug the regular arms in place. There we go. Move that out to the side. And here we have the Fiend, ready for action. And he looks pretty good. Same head sculpt as the Elite, but there is a little bit of change to it. Like, especially with the hair, it's a little bit more loose than it is on the Elite 77. And there's not much hair. I think the actual Elite had more. Like, they changed the hair because on the Elite, the hair was actually on this side, not this side. If I bring in the Elite 77, you see what I mean. See, it's on the other side. But it's still not that bad. At least they got the color of it right, because they had to do a running change with the Elite 77, because some versions have brown, the other ones have blonde. This one, they got it right. Where he's got all his tattoos. And finally, we got the hand symbol on his shirt. I don't know if you can see it on camera. If I can zoom out. There we go. You can kind of see it, but they finally got it on the shirt, whereas the Elite and his basics do not have it, which is great. Moving down to the pants. Once again, the belt is painted on, which is kind of a shame. You would think with the Ultimate Edition figure, considering how expensive these are, they would have sculpted the belt on. And it's weird how the basic, which is $10, has the sculpted belt, but the Elite figures and the Ultimate Edition, which are $20 and $30, have the belt painted on. So you would think the more expensive figures would have it sculpted, but whatever. Moving down his pants, at least they finally got the color of the pants right, because on the Elite, they made it much too dark, but with this one, they pretty much got it right. Could have been a tad bit darker, but not as dark as the Elite was. And finally, we got a figure with his custom boots, because they weren't just regular basic boots. These look pretty freaking cool. Articulation is pretty much what you would expect on an Ultimate Edition. The head can rotate 360, however, mine's a little stiff, and also the hair gets in the way, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. Arms fully rotate 360, they can go in and out. Rotate the bicep. Double jointed elbow, but mine are very stiff, so I don't really want to break it. But as you see, it does have double jointed elbows, which I love that, because that way you can do that pose where he puts his hands on his face, where he's like out of his mind. Swivel the wrist and hinge. Has the upper torso, which moves about that far forward, which is a little disappointing, and that far back. So as I said, see, the articulation can be limited on some of these. Swivel waist. Legs forward about that far, and back to the original position. They can go in and out. Rotate the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel the boot, hinge at the ankle, slight ankle pivot, which I love, and toe articulation, which I think the toe articulation is a little bit much, but it is still pretty freaking cool. Okay, now on to the complaints. Like, I agree with a lot of other people. He seems too stumpy. Like, he seems like Oompa Loompa or Humpty Dumpty wearing this outfit. Like, he seems too short. Like it's mainly his legs. He's like too stumpy. I think the legs should have been a little bit thicker and a little bit longer. Now, the Elite also had that issue, but it wasn't as noticeable. Whereas on the Ultimate Edition, it's very noticeable, especially with the torso. Like, it has a very small stomach, but a big torso. Like, the waist is small, but the chest is a little bit big. Whereas on the Elite, the waist and the chest were actually big, around the same size. So you can definitely see the figure being a little bit too stumpy. But it's still a great figure. I think it fits for a great display piece when he's wearing the jacket. But if you want him in the ring, go with the Elite, because the Elite looks a little bit more accurate, like in terms of the the proportions of the torso and just the way it looks. I mean, it's still a great figure. It's just that, like I say, it looks a little too stumpy. And also, the posability is kind of a pain in the butt. Like I said, the posability can be a little limited. So with the Elite, I think it's much better. And speaking of which, a little comparison with the Elite Series 77. Like, you see what I mean? Like I said, I'm glad with the Ultimate Edition they did actually fix the problems that the Elite 77 had. Like, they fixed the color of the pants. They gave him his custom boots instead of just regular boots. And they finally put the hand symbol on his shirt. However, I do wish they kept the hair the same. Like, I wish they would have kept it like this instead of that. I don't know, it just looks weird in my opinion. But it's still cool to have. And also, it would have been neat if they found a way to include the lantern, because it's an essential part of his entrance with the jacket on, so it would have been cool if they found a way to include the lantern. But since I have the Elite 77, I have the lantern. So if you have the lantern, or if you have a custom, you could definitely use it for his entrance. I think it would look pretty sick with all that on, which I might as well try that out for our final thoughts. Final thoughts. So overall, this is a pretty great figure. But like I said, it does have a couple problems. Like I said, the posability is a little bit limited with the figure. Of course, the loose joints on the arms, or the jacket arms. And of course, he looks a bit too stumpy. But aside from that, it's a really good figure. But I do say the Elite figure is much better. But this is still a great piece. So I would say if you're willing to spend the $30 just to get the jacket and the championship, go for it. But if you just want a nice figure to use, for your stop motions or photography, or just a little display piece, or even playing with it, go with the Elite. Because I think the articulation's better. Like, it just looks a little bit better, and it's just more fun. So I would say, but if you're like a diehard Fiend fan and you want to have all the figures, go for it. But like I said, if you had to pick one Fiend figure, go with the Elite. But this one's still not bad either. Anyways, that's about it. So I would have to give this figure a 7 out of 10. Not as great as I expected, but it's still a decent figure. So I would say 7 out of 10. Pick it up if you can. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links down below. Be sure to get your official Kyle Record merch on my store on bonfire.com. Link down below. You can catch me on the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast just about every Friday and Saturday. Link down below. And also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I upload new reviews every single Saturday right here on this channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And stay tuned for more videos. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye. Let him in.